Most of the kids usually have like bad homes and they have access to like drugs and stuff like that. And they'll bring it to school to show it off to seem cool. And then other kids will think it's cool. And then it's just like a continuous cycle over and over again. A big thing in this town that I've noticed is to be cool or to fit in, you have to do bad things or be a bad person. And it's very confusing because I don't understand that.
I've heard kids vape. They like to vape in bathrooms, a lot of other places. I've heard kids actually get into drugs too. That was more serious.
Stuff like vaping and stuff and drugs, and it's become an issue at my school.
There have been a couple of kids that did drugs, alcohol, and I guess like sexual stuff.
We had a teacher back in 6th grade and 7th grade for me too, where she would allow anyone to come in and talk to her if anyone needed it. And I think that helped like a lot of kids too, because she knew kids would do bad things in her class and she pulled them out of class and just talked to them. So they usually felt safer and they'd trust her. I think trust is also a really big thing too.
If you connect a student to a positive person or a positive role model, the impact that it has on their success, on their not dropping out of school, graduating school, and then continuing on, that evidence is always there. So I know that they have a lot of adversity that we have to overcome within our community as well to help our students, even outside of the four walls of school, to provide that positive influence for them, give them more opportunities, is just having opportunities. We don't have a lot of outside opportunities for our kids if they don't play sports or they're not in athletics. We have such a strong community and lots of resources that people who really want to help. So just being able to have that opportunity to connect those positive role models with some of these students and develop good relationships. You know, it only takes one person, you know, to help create a relationship with a student, to allow them to build that trust, to be able to step out of their own comfort zone and see what's out there for them. I'm excited to see the opportunity to have Project Venture be able to connect with our students. I think it's going to be a game changer for a lot of our kids, the opportunities that they would never have, just to get them outside, moving, and just doing things in a positive way.
Project Venture is a SAMHSA evidence-based curriculum that is used to teach middle school age kids life skills and coping skills, and just a prevention tool to get them busy and to get them on the right path. It's focused on outdoor activities, in-school activities, weekend activities. They're responsible for themselves and they have to mature through the program. I think it'd be beneficial here in Anadarko because Anadarko has a high crime rate and we're always on the news for something bad. When it comes to the outdoor activities, I think what's a beneficial area for us is that we are located right near the Wichita Mountains. So that is where we could have our overnight camping trips for the weekend. And what the camping trips do is they just basically teach the youth how to survive on their own. And it empowers them because they're responsible for all of their gear. They put their gear together, they pack their bags, they do everything as if they were by themselves. Of course, we'll be there to help, but it's basically teaching them life skills and just how to be a grown-up and how to survive.
Project Venture would be able to help combat with suicide rates, also with drug use. It would help to decrease the high rates for dropouts in our community. It would help with prevention of teen pregnancy, to just continue to give them an outlet, and sometimes for some kids, give them an outlet at all. Some of them don't even have one. So, and it also gives people the opportunity in the community to come forward and to be a part of it. It also helps you to understand what you're really experiencing whenever it comes to mental health, whenever you're experiencing maybe drug use in the home or you have an alcoholic parent. Like those things are brought up through Project Venture, and there's ways to get out of those situations, and we want to provide those ways by providing this service to the kids in the community.
The reason why we want to advocate for Project Venture within our tribe is because our Wichita Executive Committee is always advocating for our community and looking for ways to help. And I think that if we were to bring this to the Wichita and affiliated tribes and the Executive Committee, they would be very receptive and they would want to implement this because they want our community to improve and be strong. And Project Venture is the perfect way to do that.
It'd be a good influence on kids that are younger, so then they can find other stuff to do and stay out of trouble.
So I think if kids had stuff to do after school, it would help.
I think it would get a lot of people out of trouble.
If Project Venture came to Anadarko, I would want to be in it.